Welcome to the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove, where the fence world gets real, raw, and unfiltered. Billy's not just an industry leader, he's a hands-on pro who knows what it takes to build quality fences and strong teams. So grab a cold one, settle in, and get ready for straight talk about the trade. Today's show is brought to you by Mr. Fence Academy, National Metal Industries, J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals, and Orlando Hinge Company. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. Real fencers, real job sites, real training equals real results. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
What is going on, Fence Fam? How's everybody doing on this fabulous Tuesday evening? I hope everybody's had a wonderful week. I wasn't here last week, but we'll get into that shortly. First and foremost, guys, let's get into thanking the sponsors. They're the ones that keep this show running day in, day out, week in, week out. First and foremost, we got Mr. Fence Academy, guys. If you're looking to up the level of your fence company, whether it be the business side or the installation side, look no further. www.mrfenceacademy.com. If you're in the market for privacy slats for chain link material, vinyl, ornamental iron, aluminum, all of it, some fence tools, go check out National Metal Industries at www.nmifence.com. If you're still on the fence about what kind of fence sign to buy, who to buy from, guys, go check out J.C. Gurry, stereo. All right. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? That's unfortunate, man. All right. Well, just give me a second, y'all. Let me restart the broadcaster. You can hear me now? I got people in the chat saying that they can hear me now. Can we hear me now? Let me just type it out. Audio coming through. All right. Well, since we lost audio, I don't know where I lost audio at. Let's just go ahead and just get right back down into it. So, first and foremost, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. I don't know where we lost audio at. So, Mr. Fence Academy, guys, if you are in the market to up the level of your fence company, whether it be the business side or the installation side, guys, go check out www.mrfenceacademy.com. If you're in the market for privacy slats for chain link materials, vinyl, aluminum, ornamental iron, or like aluminum, go check out National Metal Industries at www.nmifence.com. If you are still one of the guys who are asking which sign company should I go to for my fence signs, guys, look no further. JC Gurry, hands down, best signs in the fence and security market. All of it is made in America, and they all come with Mylar laminations. That way your fence can, or your fence sign can look brand new 10 years down the road. Go check them out at www.jcgurry.com. Last but not least, we have Orlando Hinge Company, aka the Swan Hinge. If you guys are still struggling with your clients wanting a double drive gate and one side of the gate leaf is swinging uphill and you don't want to cut the bottoms of the pickets and make it look all funky, go check out www.swanhinge.com. Boom. All right, got back through that. Like I said, guys, we are going a little bit outside of the box today for this week's episode. We're going to be talking about the 5 levels of mindset and how that can work its way into your fence company and your team members as well. I got hooked up by our production coordinator, Mr. Nick Strazik. He sent me this podcast last week. I've watched it fully twice, and I've listened to this 20-minute segment probably 3-4 times. So I dove into it. He talked about it at our Monday morning meeting 2 weeks ago, and it kind of hit up a little spot, excuse me. But before we get into that, I do want to apologize for last week. I had to do a rerun. We worked in Panama City, so it's about 2.5 hours away. We got there. We got caught in a pretty bad lightning storm. The whole neighborhood lost power. We couldn't work for almost 3 hours. So I ended up not getting home until almost 10 p.m. last week. So that was kind of a oops. We had the podcast this day, but we're in Panama City. So I ran a rerun. So sorry for the confusion for that. Boom. All right. So we've gotten all back through it. Now everybody's here in the audio. And we're just going to dive right into it, guys. So I'm going to lay out the 5 levels of the mindset first. And we're going to talk about the first 3 for a couple minutes. First is going to be victim. Second is going to be pessimist. Third is optimist. Fourth is realist. And the 5th and final stage of a mindset is going to be warrior. And these mindsets can change from day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute. It's all about being self-aware and knowing where your mindset is at that point in time of the day. Because we can all be victims at some point of the day, pessimist, optimist, realist, warriors, but it's just being self-aware of where you're at is half the battle. Okay. So we're going to get on to an example of a victim. Victims feel like life is happening to them, always someone else's fault. A good fence example is going to be a crew member who constantly blames materials, weather, tools, or fellow team members for delays or mistakes. And we can all be there at that mindset at a certain time of day. Like I said, it's all about being self-aware of what you're doing. We're going to move into the pessimist. Knows things are bad and they're going to assume that they're going to stay that way. And we all know what assume means, right? Makes an ass out of you and me. But just a defense example is going to be crew member who complains every morning, this job's a mess. We're never going to finish. Customers always change things. And then the third and final one of the first three is going to be optimist. Sees the good always, but often avoids hard truths, may rely on hope instead of planning or accountability. So that's a big one as well. So a good fence example is going to be one of your guys will say, we'll be fine, but hasn't checked the job site layout, hasn't done the tool list, or pre-planned any part of the job, right? So there's a little bit of good in that one, but at the end of the day, all three of these first three levels are all based on storytelling. So they're going to be fictionalizing the truth to whatever reality that they are seeing. So a lot of times people say perception is reality. So that's what it's going to be. So they're all going to be telling a certain version of their story, whether it be the victim's role of the story, the pessimist role, optimist, and they're all going to be storytelling at the end of the day. So we all have different moments during the day. You get hot, you get frustrated, you could be a pessimist, you have a bad night, you didn't sleep good, you could be a victim in the morning. But just making sure that you're aware of where your mindset is and consciously changing that is, like I said in the beginning, is going to be half the battle. So I mean, if you can see that you're going down the victim, pessimist, or the optimist route, and you know it, you can change it, right? So now we're going to get into knowing how to switch from it. So being an optimist versus a realist, right? So that's going to be the next one is going to be realism. So optimistic people can still avoid reality, right? Just in a prettier package, just like what we talked about a second ago, that perception is reality, right? So their perception could still not be the entire realist truth, okay? Because realists deal in facts, not emotions or projections. They're going to be cold, hard facts. That's green, right? So that's a realist. That's green, that's white, right? So that's going to be a realist. It's not going to be, oh, that's a different shade of green. That might be like lime green or eggshell white or something like that. They're just going to tell you how they see it. They don't sugarcoat or catastrophize things. They see jobs for what they are and they make a plan and they get them done. Life doesn't always go to the plan that you have made out for yourself, and you have to be adaptable and not just hopeful. So being a realist, you are going to be able to see exactly what you have to do, where you have to pivot, where you have to make that change, and you're going to go for it, right? So and again, we're getting back to the awareness, like noticing your thoughts, noticing the patterns that you're taking that day, or for that very brief second in time, just being self-aware that, hey, I'm being a realist right now. This is gonna suck. This post has got to go right next to this tree, but it is what it is. We're gonna get it there, right? So lots of realists are gonna do a lot of these things. Showing up early to double check the job site, confirm materials. They're going to immediately notice issues on job sites, backyards, commercial yards. They're going to adjust the plan as needed. They're not going to blame suppliers, blame customers, blame the weather. They're just going to say, hey, man, it's raining. Yeah, it's raining outside. It rained outside all day today. Thankfully, we were inside, though. But I don't want to stray too far off that topic, right? Leaders should be, so your leaders on your team should be training awareness. For instance, whenever you're like on the job site, I know a lot of people do meetings on the job site, pre-job meeting at the job site, and you can have your your crew lead start by, what obstacles are we seeing before we start anything? What are we seeing in the way? Is there a gas line? Is there a power line? Is there a fiber optic line? Is there a giant tree root? Are there really expensive flowers that they don't want us to mess up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Should be, they should also be encouraging honest assessments over blind optimism. Okay, so we're going to be looking for, if something's wrong, they're gonna say, "Hey, man, that's wrong." They're not gonna say, "Well, yeah, it'll pass, though," right? Because we all want to be, or you want your guys out there to know, like, "Hey, that's not gonna fly. We got to be real about this. It's, like, it doesn't look good. Yes, it might look good from your house, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we're teaching this, and leaders should lead by it, example." Um, and that's going to get us down into the warrior mindset, which I'm kind of flying through this. I didn't realize we're on 12 minutes. So there's a lot of things that go into being a warrior mindset, right? Because they're going to look for the problems, and we're going to get into that. That's going to be like getting comfortable being uncomfortable, because you're only going to grow whenever you're uncomfortable. So a true warrior mindset is going to go out and find the problem, attack the problem, and then grow from it. Realists are almost on the same level. They're going to be like, "Hey, look, here's the problem. Here's what we got to do." But they're not going to actively seek out that problem, right? So there's that. The realist is also going to be probably a key member on your crew, especially if they can keep that realist mindset day in and day out. Most of your realists do keep that mindset for the majority of the day. Like I said, you get hot, you get aggravated, and everybody slips and falls and goes into a pessimist or a victim. But like I was saying earlier, it's all about being self-aware of that. Let me shift up in my notes. I got a lot of notes on this stuff. I worked for a couple hours on it last night, so sorry, I'm scrolling through them right now. Here we go. So one of these quotes that I wanted to say, and it's said a lot in our Monday morning meetings: hard times create hard men. Hard men create easy times, and easy times create soft men. So that is a very old quote. Speaks a lot of power, and that has to do with so say you you grew up poor and you grew up fighting and starving, and you don't want that for your kids, right? So you go out and you work really hard, because that has made you hard, to have your kids have an easier life. Well, what that does is then they have an easy life. So then that creates soft men, and then the cycle just keeps going, right? Because it just keeps going and going and going. Like I said, leaders must look forward to the discomfort, because adversity brings change. And once you're comfortable with being uncomfortable, you'll probably notice yourself changing personally, professionally, and that's going to go miles and miles and miles. Something I want to kind of hit on now. It was pretty cool hearing this broken down in Ben's podcast. Responsibility. So responsibility broken down means you have the ability to respond, right? So it's not just being responsible for a job site, but you also have the ability to respond to anything. And leading, you're going to be responsible, right? So you have the ability to respond to the customer, respond to your boss or your higher up, whatever you want to call them, if you don't call them bosses. So making sure that they're going in there, owning up whatever mistakes they made, owning up any wins that they made, being responsible for any and every single thing. That goes a long way in personal life, and it goes a long way in professional life. But if we can get our team members to start thinking about this, they're going to first change their personal life, then that is going to show in their professional life. All right. So we can be, as business owners or as managers, make sure that we're talking about this at least once a month, or just asking one of your team members and passing it in the morning. Hey, little Johnny, you in a warrior mindset today? You in a realist? What are you? And Johnny might tell you that he's in a victim mindset this morning because he's had a bad day, man. You as a leader are responsible for making Johnny self-aware that he is in a victim or a pessimist mindset. And at that point, once these guys are aware, right, we're going back to that, they're going to be slowly changing those things, right? Because nobody likes to be mad all day, right? I like to be happy. I'm happy pretty much every day of the week. Whenever I'm at work, I'm pretty much happy. There's a few days out of the year where I'm just not happy at work, and that just is what it is, because I like what I do and I like being happy when I do it. So making sure that I'm always in that right mindset. And yes, there are times when I slip and fall just like everybody else, and I can be a victim or a pessimist or anything like that. But for the most part, I find myself in the realist category. And I don't really struggle, but I guess I say I have I guess I do struggle. So I guess I do struggle with getting into the warrior mindset. I'm more 90% of the time going to be in a realist mindset of, here's plan A and we're going to stick to plan A, and it is what it is, right? So we just got to just work through it. It's not, oh man, it's 9 o'clock. We don't have our materials done. I guess the day's fucked, right? No, man, it's hey, it's 9 o'clock. What can we be doing while we're waiting on materials that is going to be productive? So always having that positive mindset, positive mental attitude, like coming to work with your PMA, that goes a long ways. And with that said, guys, we are going to hit a commercial break. I'm going to get some of these notes back in place, and we'll see y'all in 3 minutes.
National Metal Industries, a family-owned business for 70-plus years, has grown to be recognized for their ability to deliver on not just privacy slats for fence, but all types of fence products. National Metal Industries has all the hardware and tools to get the fence professional in and out of their job with the most ease possible. You can count on National Metal Industries for the most convenient resources in fence products. Visit nmifence.com for more information. As we like to say, you can always pick it right at National. J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals has been a trusted name in the sign industry since 1949, with all manufacturing done in-house from start to finish right here in the USA. With 75 years in outdoor signage and roots dating back to the 1920s, J.C. Gurry specializes in durable, high-quality signs and decals. In-house screen printing since the 1970s ensures every product meets the highest standards. Visit jcgurry.com for more information. Every aluminum sign includes Mylar lamination at no extra cost, extending product life in tough outdoor conditions. For unmatched quality and longevity, visit jcgurry.com. Struggling with a gate that drags on your sloped yard? Orlando Hinge Company has the solution, the Swan Hinge. Unlike standard hinges, the Swan Hinge lets double drive gates swing open smoothly up inclines, eliminating dragging and binding. Easy to install on vinyl, aluminum, wood, and chain link gates. It's built for durability and made to withstand the elements. And when your customer hears that, yes, their gates can work on a slope, you just made the sale. The Swan Hinge, designed by fencers for fencers. Made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Order today at swanhinge.com or email info@orlandohingecompany.com. The Swan Hinge, because every gate deserves to open smoothly.
All right, guys, we are back. And like the commercial said, guys, if you're in the market for privacy slats, chain link materials, vinyl, ornamental iron, or aluminum, go check out National Metal Industries at www.nmifence.com. If you're still looking for a sign company, guys, look no further, www.jcgurry.com. If you're looking for a solution to an uphill swing gate without it dragging or cutting the bottoms of the pickets or doing any weird funky stuff, go check out www.swanhinge.com. And I have my notes in order, guys. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I had to scroll through a lot of things. I've got notes all over here for this episode. So we're gonna try to rein this back in and get it right. But we were talking about the warrior mindset before we went to the commercial break, and we're going to expand on that. So like I said, the warrior mindset is about embracing adversity full on, not just facing the challenges, but seeking them out, right? They know that growth only comes from pressure and discomfort. Lots of times people always say diamonds are made from like pressure. So, and like I've been preaching the whole episode, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is how you are going to grow. They also believe that the hardship builds the muscle for future success. So knowing that hard battle that they fought 2 months ago and knowing how to get around it 2 months down the road, they're going to have those muscles or those mind muscles to break through that problem, right? Warriors are also not going to be overacting. They're not going to be blaming or shutting down whenever there's a problem. Like we said, they're going to attack the problem. They're going to find the problem first, and then they're going to get it done. They're going to be responding with clarity, calmly, and with confidence. You're going to want your warriors to be the guys who are going to be taking the newest guy who doesn't know how to read a tape measure, doesn't know what a sawzall is or a jigsaw or anything like that, and they're going to take them under their wing, like instead of writing them off. They're going to be leading from the front on everything. Let's just take a tough install day. They're going to be starting to dig holes, load posts, set string lines. They're not going to fall apart whenever something goes wrong at the job site. They're just going to look around and fix the problem, right? So you're going to want your warrior out there training your new guys. You don't want a pessimist out there with your new hires, right? You want those in the back of the truck or get on down the road if that's their only mindset for the entire time that they're working for you. Something about getting into a little bit about knowing or getting hints of what kind of mindset of a person that you're hiring. Ask your potential hires how they would handle a problem on a job. Watch for some body language, watch for blame language. My last boss didn't do X. My last job didn't provide X. Just there's little warning signs to let you know. You're going to be looking for those guys who are going to be asking questions about processes and procedures, showing curiosity. Those are going to be your realist / your I want to be a warriors. like I said, pair your new hires with your warriors. You don't want to pair them with a pessimist or a victim, someone that stays in those two mindsets for the majority of the day. You're going to want to pair them with either your realist or your warrior. And going back to what I've been preaching pretty much all show, being self-aware of what mindset you're in will also help you see what mindset your guys are in, your team members are in, your fellow like team member. Because you don't have to be a boss to say, "Hey, man, you're acting like a victim right now. I need you to act like a warrior." Right? Like, you don't have to be the owner of the company for that. You can literally just tell your like your other guy, little Johnny, say, "Hey, man, you're being a victim right now, bro. I need you to be a warrior." So, just being self-aware, so that way you can point it out for yourself and point it out for others. Build a culture where ownership is the norm, right? So if the truck's a mess, the crew leader owns it. Someone owns it. Someone's cleaning it. If someone left the gate dragging, someone's going to fix it. Someone's going to own it, right? Take accountability, not just responsibility. Okay, because there is two separate meanings for those. Making sure that you're like held accountable for those things and owning it and fixing it, and that's half the battle. Is owning it, being self-aware, knowing this. We're gonna get into a little bit of leadership development, which is pretty cool. So we're going to be a warrior installer is going to be leading by example, is going to be more valuable long term than a highly skilled pessimist, right? So making sure that you are finding or seeing these traits in your team members and pushing them further. They might not be the foreman or the crew lead, whatever you call them in your company, but they're going to be there longer than a like Finch Ninja with a shitty attitude, right? At the end of the day. Also encourage your team to call out the rest of the team. Like I just said 2-3 minutes ago, man, if the installer is in a warrior mindset and he sees the co-foreman is in a pessimist mindset, have your installer call him out. Like, "Hey, man, I need you to be at this stage of your mindset and not here. We all need to band together and work together." So making sure that your team members, not just your crew leads, are comfortable with saying, "Hey, man, I need you to change your mindset right now." So that way we can get this shit done, knocked out, and we can go home, eat dinner, and see our wife, see our family, see our husband. If you're a woman in the fence industry, see our children, play with the dogs, play with the cats, because I love playing with dogs and cats. Cats are my thing, though. Not going to get on that little rabbit hole. But once we start getting the team members into being self-aware of their mindset, you're going to have a company-wide language shift, right? So that's going to enable everybody in your entire organization to know where they're at in pretty much every hour of the day, right? So once we start talking about this stuff at the Monday morning meetings or whatever day you do your meetings, pre-job site meetings, just mention at the end. Every week in our meeting, we have randomly one of the guys has a safety topic, and randomly one of the guys has a what did we overcome this past week? Throw it in like right after there. Just quickly go down it and be like, "Hey, guys, check your mindset. Make sure that we're in the mindset to get the job done and completed on time, and that everybody's in a good mood at the end of the day." Because once you start having these warriors and these realists on your team, they will start weeding out the pessimists. They will start weeding out the victims, and you really won't have to do that much work on it because your team will weed them out. Like we've been preaching the entire episode, once you start being self-aware and your team members start being self-aware, they're going to do all of the weeding out for you. as an owner or as a manager or a GM or anything like that, you also need to check yourself first. Making sure that you're not showing up in a pessimist mindset that day, because like we've talked about, we are all humans here. So we're all going to have a bad day every now and then. I think I read a stat saying that like it's pretty normal for a person to have a bad day twice a month at work. I normally have a bad day maybe once every other month, something like that. It's a long time between bad days for me, but I'm not part of that stat. But it is what it is. We're all human. We can all change our mindsets throughout the day that we're working in. But like we've been saying, it's all about self-awareness. So 2 words that I've been saying a whole lot during this episode. It will go a long ways in making you a better person and making you a better worker as well. So just taking that and knowing about it, guys. If you want to go watch the podcast, let me real quickly look it up. Let's see, go to my text messages. So it's going to be Ben Bergeron. I can't say his name, but it's on the Danny Miranda Podcast, episode 282. Really good information. I loved watching it. I might not have done the best job as Ben does as explaining this, but it's something that was at the forefront of my mind, and I wanted to kind of just break down into it, because I guess we learn better by teaching, right? That's what they say. So, if I can get up here and talk about it, then it's going to be on the forefront of my mind. And it's going to be the same thing for your team members, same thing for your owners, your production coordinators, right? Just get them to start talking about this stuff. Because like I said, once you start talking about it, then it's on the forefront of your mind, and you're going to be self-aware about it, and you're going to unconsciously put yourself in that mindset that you want to be in, right? So just knowing is more than half the battle. And I hate just beating that dead horse, because I'm beating that damn dead horse. I've said self-aware probably 30 freaking times in this 30-minute podcast. But that is the majority of the battle right there, is being self-aware, knowing how you're acting is going to affect the people that are around you, your team members, and you can either drag them down or you can pull them along with you. I am very much an advocate for pulling them along with you. Like I said, I very rarely have a bad attitude or a bad day where it just affects me at work. But shit happens. I'm a freaking human too at the end of the day. So, being able to snap out of it and say, "Hey, man, I was being a little bitch earlier. I was being a victim, but now I'm ready to be a realist or a freaking warrior, and let's go win. Let's go get it done." And man, that's about all I got for you guys. For this week. Next week, I got Miss Susan coming on. We're gonna be talking about the fence show. We're gonna be talking about their first offsite of Las Vegas fence gate operator training that happened in Tampa last week, the week before last. I can't remember. All my days have been blurred together. But we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the upcoming fence show in Las Vegas on October 1st through the 3rd. Y'all make sure that you like and follow the Gatekeepers Podcast Facebook page. Also, go give me a like and follow on the Gatekeepers Podcast YouTube page. And you can do the same thing for all of the audio platforms. If you listen to it on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Google Music, Amazon Music, you can find us on all those major ones, guys. Make sure that you are hitting that auto download button, so that way you can get each and every episode brand new every Wednesday morning. And guys, with that said, man, y'all go kick some ass, go put some fence in the ground, collect some damn good ass checks, and brother, we will see y'all next week, man. I'm sorry I lost audio for the first little bit, but can't wait to get back to having a guest next week. I've honestly quite enjoyed these solo episodes. Gives me a little bit more time to slow down and just sit here and talk, which I kind of like to do. But yeah, man, y'all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Go make some money, put some fences in the ground, and I'll see y'all right here next Tuesday at 7:30.